Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're all doing okay and having a great day and an amazing week. My name is Effie and today we're doing something that's a bit more of a chatty video. I'm not filming this look for you, I'm sorry. It is uploaded, or it should be uploaded already, on my Instagram page, which is just at effys.place, which actually is going really well. In case you don't know, I had an Instagram page. I really wasn't feeling it anymore, so I started a new one and I started it on the 1st of January, and as of today, filming, I've uploaded every day since the start of the year. I don't know whether that's going to be the case when I upload this video, hopefully it will be. But this look should be up over on my Instagram if you are interested. But I will also leave linked in the description box everything that's on my face. I haven't actually told you what video we're filming yet. So this was a video that I saw Make Me Up Missa do. She's an amazing channel, please go and check her out. But she looked back at her old favourites from an old favourites video and sort of discussed whether or not they were still favourites. So I'm going to do that, and the earliest video I have that was a favourites video is from 2021. So I have gathered together all of the products that I still have that were in that video, in my 2021 favourites video, and I'm just going to run through them and say how I'm feeling about them now, basically 2.5, 3 years on. So let's do that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. I put up 2 videos a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and they are always makeup related, so if that sounds like the type of thing, then this is the place for you. Drop me a comment down below, let me know how you're doing. Let me know what old favourites of yours are still favourites in your collection, because I would absolutely love to know that. But other than that, let's go with the video. Okay, let's make a start. Also, I'm in an hoodie. My boyfriend's mum got me this for Christmas and I've basically lived in it since I got it. I am obsessed. And I got my brother one for Christmas and he's basically lived in his. So, anyway, let's get on with it. So we're going to basically run through primer all the way through to setting spray, and we will chat about each one. I was going to put them on my face, but then I sort of thought, A, that's going to take a lot longer, and B, some of these products might not work as well as they used to, so I don't think it will be a good representation. I'm sure most of them are fine. Most of them are still in my collection now. A couple of them I did have to get from like my declutter pile and things like that, but the majority of them are still in my collection. So let's make a start. Primer. I used the NYX Pore Filler Targeted Stick. Now this was very kindly sent to me by NYX and it is still in my collection, but I honestly never reach for it anymore. It is just a little stick. I've used maybe like 1/3 of it. You just sort of rub it on the areas where you have larger pores, pat it in, and then use that as a primer. Now I will say this is still a good product. I would still use it. However, I just have other products that do the same thing that I prefer. And the main one being the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is still really good. I still like it. I still like the effect it has on my skin. Also, another thing, I wouldn't use this by itself as a primer. I used to just use one primer, now I tend to use 2 pretty much every day. One for like the majority of my face and then one for the pores that I'm trying to get rid of. So this would still work, it would still be great, I just don't reach for it. Like I said, I just prefer the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I like being able to like scoop some up and really rub it into my skin. Yeah, so this is still a good product, it's just not a favourite anymore. Foundation. And I've picked up the wrong one. This is not the one I had listed. This is the one I had listed. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection Glow Foundation in the shade Porcelain 2. This is empty. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's run out. I have maybe the tiniest little bit left. Let me try and screen the lid and see what we've got. There's maybe a tiny bit left at the bottom. So yeah, I clearly used this up. I do like it. It is a good foundation. And actually I got complimented on this quite a lot, and it's super inexpensive. I think it's maybe like £6–7, something like that. It has decent coverage. It's not really glowy, I would say. It's more like, it has like a sheen, it's more like a satin. It's not particularly like over dewy or anything like that. I do really, really like it. Yeah, I wouldn't repurchase it just because I've noticed with myself that I prefer to test new products over repurchasing products that I love, which is a really bad thing to do because I have products that I love that I'm running out of, and instead of repurchasing them knowing that I love them, I'd rather buy something new and test it. But yeah, I do really like this and I would repurchase it. If I repurchased it, I wouldn't be disappointed. I would definitely say this is still a favourite. Probably not my favourite. My favourite now is definitely the Revolution Pro Foundation drops, but this is like, it's up there, probably like top 3 maybe, top 5. The concealer I don't have anymore. It's the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer, And what I will say is I used up the one that I had, and I'm pretty sure I used up like a second one as well. Like I purchased it more than once, and I do really like it. Again, I just would rather test something new. However, I think I might pick that one back up again, just because I did really enjoy it. It's a super lightweight formula. It's really nice under the eyes. It's not too heavy. It's not too drying. It's a really good formula. In fact, it reminds me of my current favourite is the Rimmel Multitasker Concealer, and they're very similar. I would say the Rimmel is slightly thicker, but only ever so slightly, and they both pretty much do the same thing. So I do really like that. I wouldn't call it a favourite because I have things that have replaced it, and obviously I haven't repurchased it, but it is definitely a really, really good concealer. I do really like it, and I back that it was my favourite in 2021. Now we're going straight onto powder, because back then I did not use cream products at all. I didn't use cream blush or cream bronzer, and now I actually have cream blush on today, and I do use cream bronzer fairly often. So the powder that I had is the Heartbreakers Scented Loose Baking Powder in Peach. This is still a favourite. I don't reach for it as often as I used to because I just have other powders, and because I wear cream products I don't always want a tinted powder, and this does have an ever so slight tint to it. They do have a translucent one, which I think is the coconut one, but I'm not really that interested in picking that up. But I do really like this. It's relatively finely milled. It works really well. It's super, super smoothing. Yeah, I guess it kind of smells like peaches, but I never really thought it did smell like peaches, or maybe I just don't know what peaches smell like. But either way, the scent is fine. This is really good. It used to be £5, it's now £6. But I do think it's worth it because you get so much product in there. And yeah, this is definitely still a favourite, maybe not top favourite. Actually, if I was not using cream products, I would reach for this straight away. So it probably still is a favourite, and I do love it. Blush is the MUA Blush Matte Blush Powder in Rose Tea. I do still like this, however, I've had a lot of issues with this blush. It was in my project pan in 2022. I think, and I got through a decent amount of it. I don't know how you can actually see, but it is dented, but it's sort of got like hard pan over it, over the entire thing, and I don't really know what to do about that, so that's not great. Personally, I don't reach for this as much anymore just because of that hard pan, and because if I want a pink blush I have very few, but I do still have some pink blushes. Maybe I should look to buy some pink blushes. But yeah, this was a really good product. I think it's relatively inexpensive, like maybe £2 or £3, something like that. It's just gone really, really weird. If you have any suggestions on how to fix this, or if you have one of these and it's done this as well, please let me know, because I have the shade Papaya Whip, which I would say I prefer. I prefer Papaya Whip, and that hasn't happened. This hasn't happened to that one. So yeah, not really sure what that's about. The packaging is a bit flimsy, like it feels like it's on the edge of breaking, to be honest. It also looks like it's on the edge of breaking. I do like this, it's a good blush. It's probably not my favourite. In fact, like I said, I prefer the other shade that I have of it. So it's definitely not a favourite anymore. I wouldn't repurchase this just because of what's happened to it and how like hard pan it's gone. But the MUA blushes are inexpensive, really good, really like them. It would actually go perfectly with today's look. But I do also back that this was a favourite back in 2021. I didn't have many blushes because I wasn't a massive blush person. I am now, obviously. But I didn't have many blushes, and I definitely reached for this one all the time. The bronzer that I had in my favourites video was the Collection Bronze and Glow Matte in Terracotta. Now, I don't think this was ever actually my favourite, which I know sounds weird, but I have an explanation for it. I didn't lie to you. I promise I didn't lie to you. I've never really been a massive bronzer person. Like, I have bronzers, in fact, like this box here is full of bronzers. I have bronzers. I just never really cared, and I still kind of don't. I've changed my opinion a little bit. In my mind, a bronzer is a bronzer. The shade, the formula, all that, it doesn't really matter. So I just put bronzer on because it's a necessary step. I will say that has changed a little bit now. Now I do notice differences between shades and formulas and finishes, and I do pick accordingly which bronzer I use, and it does make a difference. I'm still not obsessed with bronzer like I am with like blush and highlight. I would say out of the three, blush and then highlight and then bronze is my like what I care about. I don't care about bronzer as much as I care about other things. However, back then I really didn't care about it. It was just about putting one on. So I think I probably selected that one because I had used it a fair amount. But looking back now, I don't have it anymore because I decluttered it. Looking back now, it probably wasn't a favourite. I just probably didn't know any better, is essentially what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's definitely not a favourite anymore. I decluttered it. I wouldn't repurchase it. I would say my favourite bronzer at the moment is the Doll Beauty Gimme Sun in Light. It's been my favourite for a while. I have quite a few favourites depending on what I'm doing with the rest of my face. But yeah, that one really wasn't a favourite, but I didn't know any better, so it's fine. Highlighter is the XXRevolution highlighter palette. Now, I do still have it, however, I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I think this and something else off this list is packed in my suitcase, ready to go away. Which, I mean, shows it's still a favourite. I think I more packed it because it has 8 shades. I can probably get away with using 5 or 6 of them, and it gives me a bit of variety while I'm on holiday instead of having to pack like 3 or 4 different highlighters. I do still like that. I've hit pan on, I think, 3 shades. The pink, the white and the peach I've hit pan on. So I do still love it. I do still use it. It still works really well. I still use it in videos. Like, you'll probably see it soon. Things like that. It's probably not my favourite anymore. If I was to pick a palette, I would pick that. And like I said, I'm going on holiday. I've picked it because I want to take it with me. If I was to pick a single highlighter, it probably wouldn't be my favourite. But I don't know what would be, to be honest. So, yeah. It is still a really good product. I wouldn't repurchase it because mine is very old and I could do with replacing it. But I'm just going to use up what I have and then probably not repurchase it just because I have so many other highlighters that I can use instead. Eyeshadow primer is also packed in my suitcase, and it is the collection Lasting Perfection Stretch Concealer and Eyeshadow Primer in the shade 2 Porcelain. I love that stuff. It's like a pot, and you've definitely seen it on my channel, you've definitely seen it on my Instagram, you've probably seen it on my TikTok as well. It is amazing. It's very thick. It's technically also a concealer, and I do sometimes use it to conceal spots, and that's why it's packed in my suitcase, because I can use it as an eye primer and a high coverage concealer, and I wanted that because I'm taking a low coverage concealer. See what I mean? And then I do use it as an eye primer more than I use it as a concealer, so I do really like it. It's very thick. I like it when eye primers give me some coverage on my eyes, sort of blank out my lid a little bit. So yeah, that is definitely still a favourite. It probably is, it's definitely top 3. I might even put it top 2. It's between that and the Beauty Bay Eye Base. So the fact that it has the dual purpose, I'll probably go with that one. If I'm going somewhere, I will take that one over the Beauty Bay one. So yeah, still a favourite, still amazing, still love it. If I ran out of it, I think I would. Honestly, I think I would. Mainly because I don't have many high coverage concealers, and it is a really good match for my skin tone. So I think for those 2 reasons, and it makes a really good eye primer, I would repurchase it. Eyeshadow palette, finally something that's not packed away. The Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. I still love this palette. I have hit pan in 4 shades, 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually, the Earthy palette, the 42 pan palette, is it 42? Yeah, the 42 pan palette from Beauty Bay, which is like a bigger version of this, is what I've got the green from today. I was going to use this palette, and I could have used this shade, but I didn't. I used the other one. I love this palette. I still reach for it fairly often. It's definitely one of my favourite palettes. In fact, I did like the palette tag video. I don't know if it's up yet. I think it is. And one of the questions was your favourite palette from your favourite brand, and I picked this because Beauty Bay is my favourite eyeshadow palette brand, and this is my favourite palette from them. I would love to see some more pan in this from like some of the matte shades. This one's quite close because it seems to have like cracked at some point. But yeah, I do really like it. It's really pigmented, blendable. The shimmers are really nice. This one is a bit flaky. It looks gorgeous. It's just hard to work with. You can use it on your fingers and put it on your eye, but I don't like doing that. It's a bit more difficult with a brush, but you can still get it to work. And then these 2 are like putty formulas, which I'm not a massive fan of, but again, I can get them to work if I want to. But yeah, this is a really good palette, and I still stand by it being like one of my favourites. I know it's limited edition, but the Earthy palette, which is you can get in like 42 pan, 16 pan, 9 pan, that is also really good if you're looking for a smaller version of that palette. Eyeliner. The Rude Cosmetics Police Eyeliner Up eyeliner pen in the shade black. I think it's called Bail Bond or something like that. But anyway, I did do a favourites video at the start of this year, at the end of last year actually, and I don't think I put an eyeliner in it, and that's because generally I don't wear eyeliner as much as I used to, and if I were to now, I would definitely pick the NYX Epic Ink Liner over this. However, this is still a really good liner. I haven't used it in ages, so it might have dried up actually. I'm not going to test it because I don't want it on my hand for the rest of the day. But it is a really nice eyeliner. I remember really, really loving it. I think at the time I filmed this video, I maybe hadn't tried the NYX one. The NYX is like a brush tip. This is like a felt tip. I prefer the brush tip. If I were to go for a felt tip, it would be this, and I do really enjoy this. I wouldn't be opposed to using it. It's probably not my favourite anymore, but probably top 3. But that's also partially because I don't have many black ink eyeliners anymore because I just don't wear it as often. And if I do, I pick the NYX one, so I don't need tons of them. But yeah, it's still a good product. I still recommend it if you're looking for one. Yeah, it's really good. Mascara. The Primark False Lash Queen Mascara. And this mascara is the main reason why I didn't want to put these products on my face today, because this is severely, severely dried up. Like, it is so old, and I don't want to put it on my eyes, if I'm being completely honest, but I think that's completely fair. But I truly, truly loved this mascara, and I would pick up another one of it, because actually I might do a testing Primark video at some point this year, and when I do, I will test a new mascara, but I will also pick up one of these. I think this was like £3 maybe. It's really, really good. I really did enjoy it, and if it wasn't so dried out and horrible, I would still be using it. And I will pick up a new one because I do like it. I'm not particularly picky when it comes to mascaras. I think so long as it gives me like length and separation, I'm sold. But this one is really good at that. And yeah, I do really like it. It's a really good mascara, and it's like £3. Now, for some reason, in 2021, I included lashes in my favourites video. I didn't do that this year, or last year, I don't think. These are the Doll Beauty Chloe Elizabeth lashes. I still love these. I don't wear lashes as much as I used to anymore. I think I used to wear them every time I posted on Instagram, every time I filmed a YouTube video. I just don't do it anymore, mainly because the glue gets stuck in my lashes and I can't be bothered, and then it ruins everything else I want to do that day. But these ones are really good. I probably wouldn't put them as my favourite anymore. I have like a half lash from Charlie Betty Beauty that I love. And I think I'm swaying more towards half lashes, or like quarter lashes. If I were to go for a full lash, I might go for these. Maybe not for like going out, wearing in the outside world. For a YouTube video, for an Instagram post, yes, absolutely, I would wear these. These are a bit old and tattered. I'd probably have to get a new pair, but they were incredibly well loved. They definitely were a favourite back in 2021. I probably wore these way too many times. I'm pretty sure they say you can wear them up to 20 times. I probably like tripled or quadrupled that. I probably used these maybe 100 times because I love them that much. Brow pencil is the MUA Brow Define Micro Precision Brow Pencil in Mid Brown. This is like the 3rd or 4th one that I've bought. The packaging has changed since I filmed my video in 2021, which means I bought this fairly recently because it's the new packaging. These are like £2, £3, £4 maybe. They are amazing. I don't have it in my brows today, but honestly, every day for work, it's either this or the, what's it called? Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. And actually I've tested a new eyebrow pencil recently. It's the Relove by Revolution one. Actually, on that topic, I filmed the testing Relove by Makeup Revolution video, and all the way through the video I was calling it Revolve by Revolution. It's not, it's Relove. Yeah, apologies for that, but the brow pencil I tested in that video, absolutely love it. However, this is probably still my favourite. I would repurchase this the moment it runs out. I'm pretty sure when it last ran out, I went to town on my lunch break from work and bought a new one because I needed a new one. So yeah, this is definitely still a favourite, still amazing, still love it. Brow gel is the Benefit Gimme Brow in shade 3. I've had this for so long that all of the writing has rubbed off, and I'm pretty sure this was originally sent to me by Benefit a very long time ago. I do still like this and I do still use it. It's probably way too old and I should stop, but I do still use it. However, I found another product that does pretty much the exact same thing for a much cheaper price, and that is the NYX Thick It Stick It Brow Thickening Mascara in the shade Taupe. However, I'm running out of that one, so actually maybe I should switch back to this one and just use this. It is really good. It's got a tint which I like for a brow gel, it's got fibres which I like for a brow gel. The spoolie on it is actually really, really small, which I prefer. I prefer the spoolie on this to the NYX because the NYX one is way too big. But this is actually a really nice product, I do really enjoy it. However, it's very expensive. I'm pretty sure this is like maybe 22, something like that. The NYX one is 11. I still don't like the price of the NYX one, I would rather it be like £9, but it's better than 22 or whatever this is. Yeah, it is a really good product if you have the money, if you want to spend that much money on an eyebrow gel, I do recommend it. But if you don't want to spend that much money on an eyebrow gel, don't. I don't, so I'm not going to. I probably won't repurchase this, but it is really good and I will use it up. Finally, we're moving on to lips, and I had a bit of a, I was quite surprised at the products that I picked for lips. Not the lip liner. The lip liner is the MUA Intense Colour Lip Liner in the shade Couture. Pretty sure at the time this was the only shade that I had. Now I have most of them. In fact, I have the shade So Chic on my lips today. I love these. These are amazing. They're like £2.25. They have so many shades. I want to buy all of them. I have most of them at this point. I absolutely love them. My favourite shade now I would say is Sincere, which is like a cool tone brown. But these are amazing. Truly do love them. Definitely recommend them. I'm pretty sure the only lip liner I've found that's cheaper than these is the Primark one, but I prefer the quality of these. They are sharpenable, so you do have to sharpen them yourself, but I absolutely love them. 100% recommend. 100% still a favourite. Now this is where we go off track slightly. This is the Soph XRevolution lip balm that came in her lip kit. I don't know why I chose this. I think at the time I was going through a little bit of a phase of just doing a lip liner and a lip balm and that being it. I wouldn't do that now. It's very rare that I do that now, I should say. I will still do it, but very occasionally. Maybe because it's winter. Maybe I'll do a bit more in summer. But I was just a bit surprised. I've got my lip preferences have changed so much. I used to only wear liquid lipsticks. Now I've sort of switched more into bullet lipsticks. I do prefer them. I think I actually do have a... It's not a liquid lipstick. It's like a cream matte lipstick by NYX. I can't remember what it's called. But this is a rare occasion. I will typically go for a bullet lipstick. I did go through a phase of lip balms. I'm not yet on the gloss hype. I'm not really a gloss person. I like them for pictures and for the occasional YouTube video. Other than that, I'm not wearing it out of the house because I don't want my hair getting stuck in it. So yeah, this was just a bit of a rogue choice. It did surprise me. This is a good product. I do like it. In terms of a lip balm, I don't actually think it's that hydrating. I think it just looks nice on your lips. I don't think it actually has any benefit to it. But yeah, it's a good enough product. If I were to do a lip balm, lip liner combo now, I probably would still go for this. Mainly because I don't have that many lip balms. And this one is actually really good and I do quite like it. And it's a nice pinky colour. But yeah, bit of a rogue one, bit surprised. It might have been my favourite at the time of filming the 2021 video. But I can't imagine it was my favourite for particularly long. Maybe just like 2 or 3 months. But yeah, whatever 2021 Effie wanted, that's fine with me. Setting spray, all-time favourite setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter and I do love this. However, there's not a lot left in this and I'm not rushing to repurchase it, and that's because I found a number of setting sprays that I think are the same or like near enough the same. One of them is the, what's it called? Barry M Fresh Face setting spray. That one I honestly think is the closest I've got to finding something like this. I think it actually locks your makeup in really well and makes it last a really long time, and I do really like that. Another one that I like, which is the one that I'm actually taking on holiday, is the Revolution. I think it's the Creator one or something like that. However, I hate the smell of it. I hate the smell of it. However, the smell does go away and it does lock your makeup in place for a pretty long time. I also quite like the e.l.f. one and the NYX matte one. I'm actually looking at my monitor at this stuff up here because those are my setting sprays. And I'm just sort of checking to see if there's any up there that I would recommend. Most of them are fine. Yeah, so this is still a favourite. If I got another one, I would not be disappointed. I would use it 100%. However, I've just found way cheaper alternatives that I think do just as good a job. But there we go. That is my video looking back at my 2021 makeup favourites. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you watched that video when it came out, if you've really been stuck around for that long. Congratulations, thank you so much. But yeah, I think a lot of the choices were kind of expected. I remember, for most of them, I do remember loving them back then. Some of them are still favourites now, some of them aren't. I think my preferences have changed a lot in terms of like a lot of things. Foundation, blush, bronzer, setting spray, mascara, things like that. A lot of opinions have changed, and that has led to my favourites changing, which is absolutely fine. A lot of these products are still absolutely bang on to use, fine to use, would happily still have them in my collection if they weren't so old. But yeah, my preferences have just changed slightly, which is completely normal. And as I filmed a 2023 favourites, maybe at the end of this year I will look back and see if any of them are the same. But also I feel like they probably will be. But then again, I plan on testing a lot more makeup this year. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. I put up 2 videos a week and it's always makeup content, so if that sounds like your type of thing, then this is the place for you. The subscribe button is just down below and it's completely free to join, so please do. I am on the track to getting to 500 subscribers and I would love to hit it at some point this year. Fingers crossed. But anyway, drop me a comment down below, let me know what your old favourites are or your new favourites or anything. Just let me know how you're doing, let's have a chat. Don't know what I'm doing, I need to end the video. Hope you have a great day, an amazing week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!